Released Sophie Richardson, who's the Asia Advocacy Director for Human Rights Watch. And we are honored to have all of you here. We look forward to your testimony. We will begin with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Congressman McGovern. I wish to express my most sincere gratitude to the co-chairs of the eminent Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission for holding this important hearing this morning. I wish to express my gratitude to Congressman James Moran for initiating this hearing. Distinguished members of the U.S. Congress, here in this room, I am testifying as an elected representative of the people, as a woman exercising her full right of speech and expression. But in Cambodia, this is not possible. In fact, as a member of parliament from the Sam Rainsy Party, the lead opposition party, I was stripped of my parliamentary immunity and given a criminal conviction for openly criticizing Prime Minister Hun Sen. I was denied any legal representation because my lawyer was intimidated, threatened with disbarment, and pressured into withdrawing from my case. Unfortunately, my situation is not unique. I am one of the thousands of innocent Cambodians who are tried by a judicial system that is well known for corruption and for acting under the control of the government and those who have political influence. Distinguished members of the U.S. Congress, parliamentary immunity should provide members of parliament with special status, protection, and safety in order to give us the ability to serve the people without fear of retribution. However, the unconstitutional lifting of my immunity and the immunity of my colleagues threatens democracy at its core. We cannot fulfill our functions when in constant fear of prosecution. Today, the 9 commissions in Parliament are entirely controlled by the ruling party. All recommendations are rejected without any debate. Contrary to the principles of the Paris Peace Accord in 1991, Cambodia is practically a one-party state at this present time. Distinguished members of the U.S. Congress, as witnesses to this important hearing, we bring you the high hope of our people to be ruled by law and not by the power of corrupt officials. When the livelihoods of our people are affected and our natural resources are illegally mismanaged, we have the right and the duty to intervene. We have a role to play in building democracy and the development that benefits all. Numerous reports from the Office of the UN Human Rights Commission, the Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, Cambodian NGOs, the World Bank, and the EU have pointed to the alarming situation on violations of human rights and corruption in Cambodia. All of these reports have been dismissed by the Cambodian government. We believe that such denial and the continued grave violations on the rights of our people deserve immediate action to restore the vision of the Paris Peace Accord. We need to crack the facade of democracy in Cambodia. For this reason, on behalf of the minority in Cambodia, we call on the U.S. Congress to send a high-level delegation to Cambodia to help negotiate dialogues between the President and the National Assembly and the minority leader and their representatives in order to discuss rules that will bring democratic practices to the functioning of the Cambodian parliament. We stop the practice of lifting parliamentary immunity as a form of political persecution. We respectfully urge you to intervene in the following cases: the release from prison and the dropping of charges against journalists, officials of the Sam Rainsy Party, villagers, and trade unions, and the restoration of parliamentary immunity of opposition members of parliament. We call on the U.S. government to 1. increase its funding for the National Democratic Institute and the International Republican Institute to immediately work with the UNDP in democratizing the electoral process for the upcoming local elections in 2012 and national elections in 2013. 2, to request an increase of budget for Voice of America and Radio Free Asia to expand its programming to include televised programs that will bring balanced information to the people of Cambodia. 3, to impose visa sanctions on high-ranking officials in the Cambodian government and their immediate family members suspected of corruption and to investigate investments and bank accounts in the US. These investigations should be made public. 4, to tie US assistance to the Cambodian army to the freeze on the granting of further mineral or petroleum concessions until the government has established a basic legal, environmental, and social framework to adequately govern the oil, gas, and mining sectors. Distinguished members of the US Congress, people the world over have heard America's message about the importance of democracy, the need for free and fair elections, and the respect for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and the rule of law. Like President Obama and the rest of the world, and the rest of the American people, we in Cambodia share the same vision and recognize the need for responsible leadership and a true commitment to global protection of human rights. We commend Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for her remarkable commitment to make governments and the UN responsible for and invest in the protection, promotion, and respect for women's rights as human rights. We support US policy, foreign policy that puts human rights first. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your very thoughtful and very powerful statement. We appreciate it. Woman Kek.
Thank you very much to Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission for allowing us to come and testify in this important hearing. The international community, including the USA, play a very important role in the peace agreement in Cambodia in 1991. We get peace now. What we need more in Cambodia, we need a harmonious, balanced development that profit to all Cambodian people, not only to a small group of people. But this is not the case yet. So today I would like to raise 3 issues of concern. Freedom of expression, not independent of the judiciary, and land issue. Like the Honorable Jane Moran said, there are restrictions on freedom of expression. We see numerous cases of criminal charge against critics. The government wants to adopt a law on NGO officially to protect the local NGO and international NGO, but negative signs show us that maybe it will not be the case. But the worst thing is, since 1994 until now, 10 journalists were assassinated in the daytime. The last one happened on July 2008, just few days before the national election. He was gunned down in the daytime with his son of 21 years old, and none of the perpetrator of this crime was brought to justice. So my short-term recommendation is we wish to see you helping us to convince our government to withdraw all the criminal charge against critics and not to enact the so-called NGO law and the law on public demonstration, and to investigate all the cases of crime and bring the perpetrator to justice. The second issue that I want to raise with you is the non-independence of the judiciary. This affects not only the daily life of Cambodian people, but can also affect the foreign investor. To illustrate the problem that still face Cambodian court, I would like to give you the case, only one case among many others. the case of the leader, very